Well, the new season here at RSU TV is off to a great start. Jennifer Sterling is here to discuss our lineup. She's manager of content and community engagement. Thank you. I know you're busy. Every time I pass your office, the way she has it lit, it's dark except right over her desk, and it's just numbers, nothing but numbers.
Numbers, which are great at RSU TV, and we were just talking about that between the segments. But we do have a lot of great things coming up this fall.
That's the thing, Jennifer, and it seems like I hear more and more discussion on the street, in businesses, in places where I go. The people out there can cite specific programming. When it comes on, they can tell you who's in it, who's involved, of what you have brought in, which is a marvelous, acknowledgement to your talents.
Well, thank you. We worked really hard to put together a programming strategy that we think our audience that we had a few years ago would enjoy even more, and we have been able to bring a lot of new people to the screen to see some of the offerings we have, and there's a lot out there, and we're fortunate to have some great distributors that are very helpful and in helping me determine what might work best for us. So we've got a great fall coming up, and one thing besides the programming, we've really started to do a lot of special events, and I think that's one of the reasons that people are able to recognize us a little bit more. We've had some great things like Stephen Reichlin, the Barbecue King, and then October 13th on Thursday evening, we have for the second year in a row, Chef Nick Stellino.
I was going to say, he was here last year.
Yes, he was.
He and I had a chance to talk a little bit. I really enjoyed the guy's personality.
Oh, he's a character for sure, and he loves Tulsa. We met him. It was a really interesting story. He was being sponsored by a pasta company, and he came to do a demo at Reese's, and I just happened to read it on Facebook or something and reached out to him because he had a show on our air, and we were able to connect with him. He came in, did promos, met the staff, and we kind of fell in love with each other. And so he said, I would love to come and do something for RSU TV and for Tulsa and Claremore. And we came up with the Serenata de Sicilia, which is the Song of Sicily. He's Sicilian, and came over here when he was 17 years old and made his fame and fortune in the cooking industry, and he's got a great story to tell. And it's a unique event because we have recipes that are created with, or dishes that are created with his recipes, and instead of a lot of talking program and slideshows and all that kind of stuff, Nick just gets up and he talks about the food and how he came across this recipe and when it was used in his family, and he's a wonderful, wonderful storyteller.
When he was here, he sat where you're sitting right now, and we talked. I thought this is going to be hard to pull material out of this guy. I really thought that, because I never met him.
Yeah.
I've seen his show, and I loved the show, but I thought he'd be a hard talk. All of a sudden, he hit the ground running, and he made me feel like family.
Yes,
he does. And I thought, golly, what
people
a talent.
walked away really feeling like they had a unique experience. It is a fundraiser, but you don't feel like that. The tables are small. It feels like a dinner party, and that you've got this great host that's sharing his life with you, and he's such a warm, engaging person. And I had several people tell me that was the most fun that they had had at a fundraising event ever. So he's back again. We're making it bigger and better. It's at the beautiful Dresser Mansion, which is down about 17th and Riverside, an Italianate villa, and just fascinating. We have access to the whole place. If people have ever been curious about, they've got some secret rooms and a speakeasy type room. So it's a lot of fun and just gorgeous. I mean, it's kind of like a mini Philbrook almost.
Oh, I got to see that. Don't not let me know, because I know how you are with me.
I know. I just try to keep it. No,
invite me over, and then you're not there when we show up.
But it's Thursday, October 13th, and we hope people can go to our website to purchase tickets, or they can call the station and find out more about it. And we have tables too, so a little bit more recognition and a little bit more time with Nick. So we'd love to have you.
You've had your hand in programming here since when did you start?
2012.
Well, and it's showing, and I think it's telling the impact that you've helped make for this station. We have some video that we're going to run right now, and I think it starts with "I Want Answers." perhaps you can share a little bit about that, or does it start with Jennifer Show? No, here we go. You won't answer. This is a new set they're going to be using this year.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You know, the show has really evolved over the years. This is the 6th season, and we have this wonderful new set that was built by Tim Yoder, our production manager, with help from our student production assistants. And the I Want to Answer show is really a scholarship competition, and what's unique about it is that the students who participate are from the 1A to 4A schools. So we have a lot of really talented students who are able to kind of get out there and show their stuff in the academic arena and get some recognition, much like the athletes might, and also with the smaller schools to kind of be able to step out of the shadow of some of these academic powerhouses as well and show.
And really give them a chance to shine.
Exactly, and so we've got some great students, and we've given away I think around $60,000 worth of scholarships. I may be wrong on that, but each of the first place team members get a $2,000 scholarship, and then the second place team members get a $1,000 scholarship. So do the math. It's an academic game show.
You bet it is. And it also reflects well on the schools.
It does. You know, I think with all of the controversy and discussion that's going on with education in Oklahoma, this will really give you reason to take heart in what's really going on in real classrooms, in real towns throughout, and with real students throughout the state. And it's really amazing. These are great kids and great teachers and coaches. It's really fun to be a part of it.
You've been involved in a show with an old bud of mine, and that's the one I thought that I meant to bring up first. And bless her heart, our director covered me so well on that. But
She's good at that.
It's a movie.
It is.
Show.
It's a hosted movie show.
Here we go.
Film Noir Theater. So John Woolley, who's well known in the community
Smile, John.
as a movie expert, and
he is.
Well, he's an expert on so many things, but Film Noir is one of them, and he's written several books. So we have a really fun thing. We've done it once before. We did 6 movies, and basically we kind of break in like you know, something you might see on TMC or, you know, one of the vintage movie channels. And John talks about the movies, the actors. We have a great feature called Undercover Character, because you can see all these people that you recognize from television or other movies. As we like to say, a lot of these movies were budget type things, so people were either on their way up or their way down, and you can see a lot of really interesting roles for people that you might not thought of. So we've got 8 movies this year, so that's really fun, and they're a little bit different than we've got some of the classic film noir, but we've also got some of the more sort of outliers of the genre. So I think people will really enjoy it. We have a new set for that as well, and so and John's just fascinating, and I really am there to sort of be the audience and ask those questions. What about this? But I've learned a lot about it, and it's such a neat genre, and people really seem to enjoy the show.
Another angle to that too is there are so many actors, actresses, musicians from Oklahoma, particularly from that era. In addition to that, there were a number of films made in Oklahoma, and John knows them. He and I have talked about that in the past, and I got to tell you, he's a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah, we're really glad to have that relationship with him. It's a great marriage of his expertise, and it really is kind of a niche. You know, we have kind of the funny science fiction-y ones. We got, because we have, you know, some great movie shows. We've got Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is a great campy show where they show the world's worst movies, and then they have, you know, a cast that comments on them, and it's pretty entertaining, and that's on Sunday nights. And then later on, after the first of the year, we are going to have a whole series of Doctor Who movies, to sort of the original Doctor Who. So we're very excited about that.
Do you have a time slot for that yet?
It'll be at that 8 o'clock on Sunday, but it'll be after the first of the year. But it's something to keep your eye out for.
No kidding.
Yeah, so we're really trying to build up, you know, give our viewers some things that they're not able to find other places in the market.
Got a strong fan base for Doctor Who.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Strong
and
stuff.
That's one that Doctor Who is everyone from little kids, my millennial daughter loves it, to, you know, the 60-somethings that were around the first time, you know, the Tom Baker one. So it's really a lot of fun.
What else is coming for us this fall?
Well, one of the things that I'm excited about is we've got some new genre shows. We've got a great new travel show called Bare Feet with Michaela Malazzi, and she is a dancer. She trained with the Joffrey Ballet, and she has just, you know, classically trained professional dancer. And she has taken the travel show on a new twist where she goes around and actually finds these communities and finds the dancers, and she kind of gets into the, you know, the whole travel experience through dance. Now she does the food and all of that other stuff, but it's really unique. It's won several Emmys in the New York Emmys and that kind of thing. It's actually produced by Nashville Station where she lives with her husband, and it's distributed by American Public Television, and I'm very, very excited. She's just a great lady. I have been able to meet her at some of the industry shows, and I'm excited. I think our people will like that, and we're going to be showing that Saturdays. I believe it's going to be at 6:30 starting in October. So
there's a show that airs, in fact, I think I saw it today. We're taping this on a Thursday, and it involves a man at a piano, and usually he has a guest that brings incredible insight to playing piano. And by the time you finish watching that show, you honestly believe you can sit down and play that song.
right, you're the next Billy Joel, won't you?
Exactly.
Well, that's a great show, and you know, it's called Play Piano in a Flash. We've had it on since I've been here, and I think it was on for years and years. It's a perennial favorite, and people just really love it. And it is very interesting the way they break it down, and they've got all those great musicians, and so it's one of the most unique how-to shows that we have. But it's definitely a good one. And you know, one of the other things that I might point out is that we still, RSU TV started out as a continuing education outreach of the college at the time, and they broadcast educational shows, and we still have one 4-credit show per semester that we broadcast with Dr. Hugh Foley, who's another great resource of all things Oklahoma and music and movies and all those kinds of things. So that show's at noon on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it's right now it's actually the history of cinema, and then in the spring he teaches Native Americans of North America. So, you know, that's just kind of fun. It's amazing how many people watch that.
Oh, I'm not at all surprised. Hugh is brilliant, absolutely brilliant man. Somebody else that's pretty savvy has a show that I follow. I mean, I'm hooked, line and sinker, and that's the wood turning workshop that Tim does.
Our very own Tim Yoder,
Yeah.
and
What a great show. I mean, and again, Tim does it in such a way, he doesn't browbeat you, he doesn't talk down to you. You're welcome into his workshop, and you honestly feel like you can do what he does.
Yes, he fools people that way because he is actually one of the top wood turners in the country and has a huge national following.
And lives right here.
And he lives and works right here. We're very proud to have him, you know, as part of the RSU family. But that show, we no longer produce it, but we air the episodes that were made, and then he continues to be a teacher and inspiration to wood turners all over the country. And people still order the DVDs, you know, every time it shows.
He's quite a talent. And
well, and I
very
mean, if
lucky
you
to have
can
him.
just look behind us, he built this, and he built the I Want Answers set, and so everybody here is called on to do a lot of different things, and Tim certainly
That's
steps
the
up to
nature
that
of
challenge.
public television.
That's right, and it makes it fun. I would be bored to death
Sure.
if, you know, if I could only do one thing. So,
What else have we got coming up?
well,
Whoops, I'm getting a wrap up. Is it time for me to go
it's time to go.
already? How did that happen, Jennifer?
Well,
What
it does, but if they go to our website, rsu.tv, they can find all the latest program information.
We're out of time. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we've got for this perspective.